Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the S-Team podcast. I'm Jack Millington, and joining me this week, as usual, as ever, it's Mikey Solo Keating.
It's unfortunate, but...
Well, you've probably not joining us this week, which is not really a surprise. Matty's fucked off Morris. Now, you're probably wondering what the reason is for why Matty isn't here. Well, that's
alcohol.
Because... No, actually, sadly, he's had some rather nasty results from the clinic, and
Come here again. Oh shit, sorry Matt.
I really don't understand how you can get it off a sheet.
Oh, Matty's just found the first thing. Matt, no. It'll be in the history books, the first man to contract the STD off a sheep.
Off a sheep.
Sheep's like that.
To be fair, one thing, it's nice to do it again on a Saturday, which is a rarity for us nowadays.
I know, it's weird.
Matty usually can't do Saturdays anyway. Tomorrow he's out drinking, so...
That's no surprise.
Yeah.
He does that every bank holiday.
Yeah. What's a bank holiday?
I'm getting smashed yesterday though. So what we're up to this weekend, lads? Me and you? Not much. We're doing this alcohol!
The hilarity of it all, people. How are you, Mikey? You alright?
Good, mate, yeah. Just moved into me. What is? I'm Alan Reese.
Fuck me.
No, just moved into my new room.
Yeah.
Other end of the house. Yeah, just been decorating the past 2 days. That's why I wasn't on for a bit on Thursday and only on for a little bit on Friday last night.
Yeah, last night was fun. But we've got some stories to tell today. Got a lot of gaming news. Amazingly, for the first time in probably a long time, the only gaming news that we've got is all about racing games.
Once the original reason why we started this.
Yeah. But no, we have got racing games. We're also going to be talking about the new releases that are coming out next month too, because it is the last podcast of this month at least, and then next week it'll be June. So, and speaking of June, it's the Euros. When's the Olympics? Olympics is not long.
No, I think it starts halfway through the tournament.
Let me just double check. Olympics opening ceremony. Let's have a gander. 2016, 5th of August. Just in time. Do you know, for people who don't know, I'm a massive fan of the Tour de France, as you know, because you've known me for years. It goes end of football season, got Formula 1 for a couple of weeks, then the Euros start, then the Tour de France, and then while the Tour de France is on, the Olympics is on. It's going to be the best sport for summer since 2012.
You mean summer of sport?
Sport of summer. The sport of summer still makes sense. I still think it makes sense.
I always think I'm the retard. Some of the shit you say sometimes.
Do you know what? Yesterday, I'll tell you something I did yesterday. It was last night, and you know you're tired when you start getting words mixed up. And it was about 11:30, and my parents were asleep, and I was walking up the stairs, and the phrase that I was just taking the mick out of myself in my head as I was walking upstairs, and I wanted to say, let's make tons of noise going up the stairs. Do you know what I said?
Wow.
Let's make tons of stairs going up the noise. I've done that a few times. At the end of the exams, I couldn't string a sentence together. I was that exhausted, honest.
Oh, that's why it was that quiet.
I was just,
I know.
Yeah.
Bye.
No, that's because you just heard noise. You were going on FIFA.
That's a yes.
You go, hey Jackie, you done the tables for the F1?
Come on,
is it just one syllable today, Jack?
Come on, GTA.
No. Anyway, I'm gonna.
Is your name Jack Millington?
No, but I'm gonna play a song. Obviously,
unfortunately this week I don't have any comrade.
No, the brilliant thing this week is you're going last and first. So I'm going to play it, you'll know it. Oh my god, the one time I get an advert. Alright, let's meet the advert.
We do not advertise random businesses.
Still going. Still
It
going.
was supposed to be. I suppose it's good.
There we go.
Let's host him again last night.
Hang on. There we go.
Oh.
You know it already. Damn. Hang on. Ba-da-da, ba-da-ba. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, well, they probably won't know what that is. It's Ruby by the Kaiser Chiefs. We have played a Kaiser Chiefs song before, which was I Predict the Riot, so I thought we'd go back to the Kaiser Chiefs again and do another song from them, which is obviously Ruby. But when did it come out?
2004.
2004. You're 100% on that? You're jumping straight in? No,
brother, no. It's somewhere around there.
I'm going to tell you for a fact that I Predict the Riot came out in 2004. Ruby came out in 2007.
I had.
Okay.
Okay.
No, that's to be fair. I mean,
because I had got Guitar Hero. Back in 2006.
You know what? No, to be fair to Guitar Hero, they did just bring out another one last year. It's supposed to be brilliant. From what I've heard.
You've got to use the guitar controller. You can't, like, back in the day you used to be able to
use the controller, couldn't you?
I was fucking brilliant at the controller. Shit, yeah.
The guitar. Oh, which way does it go? It's not working.
Why is the button not flashing? Half the thing's just hanging off, like the wire's just somehow still connected.
We're gonna talk about some main news to begin with. Obviously, Trump news.
Oh God.
To begin with, now I think it was yesterday. Donald Trump was doing or allegedly supposed to do a rally in San Diego. If no one knows where San Diego is, get a map.
It's California.
Well done. Sorry, this is where like the sound effects should have come in, but
Yeah.
da 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 da. No, but
there's something California in it.
I'm not too sure. I know it's in California, which is close enough, isn't it? It's close enough.
It's next to water.
Did you say Texas? No, well, you're close enough then, aren't you? But no, apparently supporters and opponents of Donald Trump have clashed in San Diego. Police had gathered outside the city's massive convention centre that they've got, and apparently, according to the BBC, stones and water bottles were thrown at the police, and the police have made 35 arrests. Apparently Trump was near the Mexican border. Oh yeah, it would be, wouldn't he? It is in the south, you're right. To hold a rally on the 7th of June. It was a bit early to start rioting, isn't it? That's about right, yeah, because it's what date is it today? It's the 28th? Yeah, 28th. Yeah. And he's gonna, bloody hell, they get their party started over there, don't they?
Do you know what? That just makes you laugh. Water bottles and stones were thrown at police. Watch it be like a little pebble like that big or something.
Just one guy in the background's just got a big rock, just like walking home with his big rock, and he gets arrested by the police.
And then like,
what's the name part of it?
Walmart water bottles, like little fucking stubby things like that.
Why do people throw water bottles in riots? Have you seen that? There's always one picture of a police officer that's covered in water. I'm like, it could have been worse. You could
like west.
You could have had like east. You could have had like a Molotov cocktail thrown at you or something, which would have been worse.
The further east you go, the more violent it gets. The riots, if you think about it. Obviously America, stones and water, that really hate the police. Then you get to us, it's like, well, we'll just throw the odd little bottle of vodka every once in a while if we're stupid enough to.
I still don't
and then you get to
understand,
France and they all sit there in a chair and they're like, not moving.
That's the best way to do it, because that's what I like about France is if they don't like something, most of the nation doesn't like anything. They just sit down, don't do anything. Well, we're not going to work until you fix it. Right. It solves every problem, doesn't it?
Germany's just like, oh. But you get to the Russians, it's just like,
there's no problem here.
Everyone just like discreetly just like moving out the way, just like, nope, nothing to do with me.
No problem here. Any troublemakers been shot. But apparently, it was they were apparently what all kicked it off was like people were sort of jeering and heckling against each other from like opposite sides of the road, and it just started clashing. And I was just like, I mean, we've spoken about Donald Trump in the past, people, and we're brutally honest. If he becomes president, it is practically the end of the world.
well, it's great because I don't want to go to America now.
Do you know something else he said Donald Trump said the other day? Firstly, he tweeted about the police, said, fantastic job on handling the thugs who tried to disrupt our very peaceful and well-attended rally. I mean, to be fair, let's be honest. Trump,
how many people were arrested? 31?
35.
By any chance were 30 from Trump supporters?
I don't know.
but it's shit like that like I hate about politics.
But to be fair to like I try and play devil's advocate, as you know, out of the three of us, because I'm the one who's saying the news. And like he said, very peaceful and well attended rally. The point that I want to make is like these rallies, you don't try and cause problems, do you? You don't try. You go there to show your support for something that you like and right and safe.
Peacefully.
Yeah.
But once again, this is Americans, and it's a different meaning.
It's a different story, yeah. But to be fair, there are people in California who are pissed off. And he said earlier in Fresno, which is also in California for those that don't know, he said that there was no drought at all in California at the moment, even though California's state currently is seeing its driest ever 4-year period.
Plus, it's also having to get water from
there's a lack of water for crops.
Just
people have been mocking him, to be honest, when he said that. There was a picture, someone, you know, where like a bird carcass that's lying in the middle of a road, and then another bird, you know, of like crows that go and pick up the remains, don't they, and eat it. Someone's photoshopped his face on top of a crow. Like, honestly, I mean, at the moment as it stands, if you look at the Democrats versus the Republicans at the minute, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, as we know, is the only Republican left now, so he'll be the one standing. In terms of the Democrats,
please be someone decent.
At the moment, it's looking like Clinton.
Hillary Clinton,
because she's 73 delegates short. That's all she needs. Whereas Sanders needs 841. And this was updated as of yesterday, or it might have been early this morning. I'm not sure at the time difference in California to here. It's about 8 hours, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah.
It's not too far out. It might be 8 or 6 hours, I'm not sure.
I was hoping, to be fair, 4, but...
Yeah, but that's the problem. It's a similar problem that we've got here. It's like, Sanders is probably, to everyone who's outside of America, seems like the right choice for the Democrats. Whereas Corbyn here is like the right person for Labour. The problem is they're both too old to do anything really, which is a shame, but that's the way it is. We're going to move on to more local news once this loads, which it's not. Brilliant. Thanks for that. For some reason it loaded the other news, so I'll go to the other news first and then we'll come back to national news anyway. Have you ever heard of oh, you probably haven't, but have you ever heard of a cybersecurity firm called Symantec?
Symantec. I might have, actually.
Apparently, it's a security firm, and it's investigating North Korea, apparently, because of their recent attacks on banks in recent months. Now, Symantec have said that evidence that the same group attempted to steal money from a bank in the Philippines, one in Vietnam, and apparently they also tried to steal from Bangladesh's central bank. It also said that the malware that was used was similar to the hacking of Sony Pictures in 2014.
Yeah.
And the US government naturally have also come in on this and said North Korea was behind the Sony attack. But they're saying though that what happened earlier this year in February, hackers stole 55 million from the Central Bank of Bangladesh, and they also, apparently the same group, tried to steal $1 million from the Tien Phong Bank in Vietnam, and also tried to attack a bank in the Philippines.
Yeah.
First things first, that's a bit of a step up, isn't it? Going from trying to steal $1 million to £55 million. So what's $1 million in British pounds? About 550,000, something like that. Just 600 grand. Because the dollar's not
You
as
pass my phone? Yeah, we'll work it out. Come on.
because the pound's not as strong as it once was against the dollar. But and Mikey, we got our calculator expert out here.
Right, so... Right, let's look. What was the currency, sorry? US dollar?
Dollars, yeah. I'm
I
assuming
think
it's
it's
dollars.
let's look. US dollar to pounds. Wait, it's 68p to a dollar. So, how much was it?
Oh, if it's a million, it would be £668,000, and then 55 million into pounds, or $55 million into pounds. Oh no, sorry, no, it was already 55 million. Sorry,
Quid?
it was already they tried to steal 55 million pound
Yeah.
because they'd already converted that one. They said on the article.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was just the other one I couldn't figure out.
Yeah, it's just 700 grand. It's a bit of a jump, like, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. How did someone get... Like, right, we've planned the bank raid, we've got 678 grand, I think we're ready for the next level. Everyone's like, yeah, I reckon we could do it. Yeah, we're going for 55 million. I was like, alright, Jimmy, fucking hell. You know what I mean? That's a big step up from, like, just over $500,000 to... Jesus Christ, that's unreal, that, isn't it? But, I mean, apparently... In the story, the North Koreans, I was on the article, I've just gone off it, I'll go back to it now. There we go. The North Koreans apparently, let's see where it is. I just had it then. That's it. If the Koreans are found to be behind the bank attacks, it would be the first time a country has been detected stealing money in a cyber attack. Now,
Do you know what? I've got an interesting thing on North Korea as well. But
go on.
this is going to make you laugh. Just imagine this. Obviously,
You know,
North Koreans.
I know a lot about
your
North
supreme leader, right?
Not with his haircut.
No, for the subject, okay?
Yeah.
Right, and you think, I want to know what the supreme leader's jobs are. You'd think it'd be something high in the army or some sort of intelligence chief or something like that. No, his auntie. You ready for this? Runs a laundry service in New York City.
The words "top dong" spring to mind when I hear that.
I seen it yesterday. I was like, nah, this can't be. He's on Uniland.
It's unreal, that, like, you know.
I was like, you can't be serious. Can you imagine that? Give me a sec, we just phone Auntie Joe. Where's she? New Pyongyang. Oh yes, sir. Hi, it's Kim here. You okay? Can I send some clothes over to get sauce for? Oh, that's so funny.
Now I've got the national news up now.
Oh,
I was going to talk about, which. Oh, I've got my own personal opinion about it.
Close window.
No. Right, so sorry about that. Evil Knievel's turned his bike off. We're going to talk about national news now. Now, as Mikey will have probably seen the other day, Yorkshire people, the north of Yorkshire, not the south, have approved the fracking.
I guess what the leader of that council is.
I don't know.
A Tory.
Oh, what a surprise. Now, for those of you who are wondering what fracking is or never heard of fracking, basically they get a massive machine, and I'm right in saying they pump gas, they pump water and gas and stuff into the they bury deep down beneath the surface. They pump like water and filaments and all sorts of stuff through, and the process is allegedly supposed to bring out more gas for the country to use and supply our house utilities and stuff like that. Now, the pros of that is, you know, it makes more gas for the country because apparently we're running out of natural resources. That's a new one to me. What was the other thing? It generates jobs, benefits, stuff like that. Apparently,
money, everything.
You know, money, stuff like that.
It makes that David Cameron wants. Like,
I mean, I'm not looking at this politically. I'm just looking at it as a fracking sort of thing, put my sword down. But on Monday, the North Yorkshire Council approved this by the Third Energy Company, which is, they want to use a well near the village of Kirby Misperton in Rydale. But campaigners who are against that say they are still considering a legal challenge. Now, you're probably wondering what the campaigners have got against this. Well, the problem with fracking is that it's very unstable, and it can cause landslides, earthquakes in some cases.
Contamination of water.
Contamination of water is the one that I thought was the worst. But one thing that people always seem to overlook is plant life. Because if you're messing with the foundations of the earth, which supports the life for trees, plants, little flowers, grass, anything that breathes effectively from the earth, aren't you going to be contaminating that too?
But don't forget, doing this, that's the last thing. If you try setting your house down, it could be worth so much, but the fact they're going to fucking be moving in, do you imagine that waking up at fucking 8 o'clock in the morning?
Well, they're looking,
literally,
they're looking to operate and frack in industrial estates sites. Like there's usually a massive industrial estate away from a motorway, isn't there? Just not too far off.
Yeah.
They're looking to go to there, which it's fine, it's out the way, but it could cause problems. You could contaminate the water, which I think is the main thing. And for those of you that don't know, I'm against fracking. I've never seen really the full benefit of doing it. Sure, don't get me wrong, it's got advantages to it, but it's got more disadvantages in my opinion than anything else. They are wanting to apply for other exploratory areas as well, but they use fracking in America, am I right?
Yeah, they've used it in America, and basically it's gone tits up and they need somewhere else to go.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I genuinely thought. I went, if you look at America, and they're if you look at their houses sector, you see houses falling apart all the time because of the fracking locations that they've used. It's a really smart idea to do it here. I don't like it personally. I really don't. I don't think it's. I honestly don't think it's worth it.
To be fair, within the next 2 to 3 years, they turn around and say, we want to frack on the Whittle.
They want to frack in the northwest. They want to frack in.
Fuck off! Why don't they do it down south?
Why do you think?
Why don't they do it down south?
Why do you think it's so obvious why they won't do it? They won't do it down south because that's where the money is. They'll give a toss about us up here.
The money's there. Go fucking down there then.
Exactly.
That's what pisses me off. Everyone thinks, because it's the north, they can't do shit. Well, you know what? If it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have Land Rovers, so you couldn't drive your fucking Chelsea tractors. You wouldn't have your Jags, because they're made in Birmingham. That's also north. You wouldn't have your decent ale, because that's made up in north. Most of the things are made up north, because them cunts down south can't do shit.
Exactly.
The only thing, Bentleys are made up north. It's right there. The only thing the Southerners can do is not. They literally just produce. That's it.
I mean, what they were saying was
wankers, mate.
The way they want to. The problem with Mikey is he looks too much at this politically rather than the actual thing. It's like the company want to drill at Barton Moss, which was previously drilled in the past. If they're using existing locations where they've tried to get gas out, I suppose I can understand that to a degree.
I can't do.
But I can't.
Effectively doing more damage.
Yeah, but I can't. I don't understand why they want to come to places that are just they've never been touched before. I can understand them using if they were to use previous mines and stuff like that. I could understand that because that's already been exhumed before, and they could probably find more gas deeper down because miners, you can't get gas from being a miner. You find coal there, but you don't get the gas out of it really, because obviously the coal produced the gas back then. So I'm not sure why they couldn't just go there, just leave us alone. But they might.
Don't worry, they won't touch Essex or Cornwall. It's obviously too nice.
No one would touch Essex with a barge pole anyway. Why would you want to go to Essex? No, I did ask him a simple question and he can't answer it, which is because I couldn't either, to be honest. But anyway, I'm against it. If they fuck up the country, then it's their own fault.
Oh no, they'll blame Labour. Don't worry about it.
They'll find a way.
They'll be like, oh, what's Labour's fault for this? And just like, wow. But yeah.
I'm going to move it on to weird news.
Please do.
This is a tough one.
Oh God.
This is a tough one. So there's a restaurant in Beijing, and it's become a hit with customers.
Okay.
And you know, it's owned by a woman called Lulu, not related to the singer.
Okay.
She's a 27-year-old divorcee.
Okay.
She said business has been good for the restaurant since it opened just under a year ago.
Okay.
And apparently lots of young Chinese people who eat there are streaming in to feast on seafood such as lobster and look at the various items that are on display in the restaurant.
Something tells me it's going to be a something Matthew Morris related, isn't it?
It's very strange.
Please tell me it's sexually related. It's sexually related.
It is, yeah.
God.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Beijing's first ever fetish restaurant. Apparently, drinks are served in boob-shaped cups and beers opened with bottle openers that look like cocks.
No, that's bullshit.
It's not.
This is actual. Have you got?
I've got a picture here. I've got a picture there. There's no word of a lie. I'm not going to put it up on screen, people, because I don't want to see this image ever again. But it's true.
And you said she was divorced.
Well, you can tell why.
We fucking won it.
Do you know the worst thing is? It's like it's a father and daughter team that's behind this. If you could see Mikey's face. Apparently, a lot of people are liking this, though. I mean, really, a lot of people.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, that might be their thing, but I find it quite hard to understand. Could you imagine that? Hey, Dad, I want to start a restaurant. Yeah, so do it. What do you reckon do? Oh, fetish one. Yeah,
well, apparently he was initially against the idea, but I suppose if you're a Chinese businessman and it makes profits. Apparently, according to Lulu, she said a phrase that has not changed in more than 5,000 years is food and sex are the basic desires of humans. Can't deny that, she's got a point. Although, to be fair, the next statement that she says is release your basic instincts. It's not the best phrase she could have used in the restaurant. But apparently, the Chinese society are absolutely loving the idea of this. And she also wants to offer customers the chance to whip waitresses.
Do you know what? If you could not do that in the UK, the amount of sexual harassment claims that would go through because of that. Can you imagine that? A lawyer, yeah, sexual harassment, okay, it was 5 minutes.
There's all sorts of things though, apparently. You know, the restaurant has been closed down for 2 weeks because of some public groping ordeal that had happened, because there's certain laws in China that aren't allowing you to do that, even though it's a stage show. So maybe she was looking for a loophole. But she said she's been left to continue to run establishments where apparently inflatable naked dolls sit on shelves and waiters wear aprons with boobs on them. But apparently she wants to ramp up the kinkiness. Do you want to know what she wants to do?
Oh, please don't say they want to put strap-ons on or something.
No. Apparently, she wants to put women customers in handcuffs and get their male companions to feed them. Oh no. Apparently, you know the best thing about this article, they apparently asked one of the customers and said, yeah, I think they could scale up the boundaries a bit. I think they could do a bit more. I mean, if one customer says that, you know you're onto something.
Can I just say something for Matthew Morris' case? You know, because he does like the penis.
One-way flights.
Yeah. Do you because he likes the penis?
Yeah.
Who's going to have the handcuffs, him or his fella?
As someone who knows Matty Morris's personality, probably him. Now, I'm going to move it on.
What's next? Handcuff yourself to the waitress.
I've got certain kinks, but I wouldn't go that far. Like you know what I mean. There's certain things that I wouldn't do. Do you know what I was downstairs yesterday, and my mum and dad watched Gogglebox. You know Gogglebox.
Oh, it's absolutely funny.
Anyone who doesn't know what Gogglebox, basically, it's a show where the public watches people. No ordinary people watch TV and they react to watching the TV. It's basically like watching someone live a life, isn't it? Practically, just in front of the telly.
What was that film, Bill? Like years ago, it was.
You have to narrow that down a bit, Mike. What's that film, Jack?
Yeah,
you know, from years ago.
What's his name? He does Vince Ventura and stuff.
Oh, Jim Carrey. Oh, no, I knew before you even said that. I knew what film you're on about. The Truman Show.
Yeah, he goes round and it's literally just
it's people watching him. Yeah. The concept's not too far away from that practically, but they were watching people obviously, and the people were watching a show about some kinky S&M convention. You know, like you have a Comic-Con, and they got big conventions. Just for the side note, London Comic-Con is still ongoing this weekend, but there was a kink one, and they got the people of Gogglebox to watch it. It's the most friggin' weird thing I've ever seen in my life. But we were laughing about it.
I think the ones from Cornwall, that's always like pissed there.
I don't know because I don't watch it, but I just happened to be walking through. I was sat there just talking with my mum and dad for 5 minutes.
Speaking of Gogglebox, this is an interesting thing. I know, as a fella, this is going to sound quite weird me saying shit like this.
Oh god.
But do you know what this whole body shaming shit?
Body what?
Body shaming or whatever you call it.
I don't know what that is.
Basically, it's when it's this new thing that all these fucking girls are going off the tits off it. Basically, it's if they're too fat, they see their arse over it or something.
Okay, well,
I don't know if it's right, like, but
I don't know myself, so I can't.
Well, one of the ones on that, I can't remember her name to save my life.
Don't look at me.
She's like a Geordie, or I think she's a Geordie. Don't know. Anyway, like someone had a go at her for taking the piss, for a weight. She literally just
It's alright, don't worry about it.
Okay, but he just like laughed at her for it. Like it's like everyone just takes the piss, because that's weird. I've gone off track.
Never mind. If anyone was wondering what that slight piece of information is, I've just had a FOTMob report come in saying that Sacco to be cleared of doping and received no further punishment despite initial ban. Just that, literally, that's what that noise was. Anyway, Mexican/American news.
Have my phone, please, to make a celebratory Facebook message.
No. We don't do social media on here.
Hey guys,
especially Facebook.
Hey guys, by the way,
if you want to follow us on Twitter, no, but seriously. Now, in America, Customs and Border Protection officials in Nogales, Arizona, arrested Susie Laborin, 23 years of age, on Friday for allegedly crossing the American-Mexican border, and she was carrying apparently what looked like a bag of burritos. If anyone doesn't know what a burrito is, it's basically a wrap.
It's actually gorgeous.
Although, naturally in these cross-border protection services, they always sniff a dog out, naturally, because you're going from one country. It's like that all over the world. A drug dog sniffed out the presence of drugs in the bag. And one of the burritos that was wrapped up didn't have guacamole wrapped up in it. Didn't have carne asada or pico de gallo, which is a traditional flavouring in a burrito. Yeah. No, do you know what it had instead of it?
Cocaine.
£1 worth, or $3,000 worth of methamphetamines, meth. Apparently, investigators said she knew the burrito was stuffed with meth, and that she was allegedly supposed to be paid $500 to deliver them to an unknown third party in Tuscan. But she's been charged with narcotics possession, and she's going to be detained until her trial, not on bond. But it's been strange this month for stories. While we were off air because of the exams and stuff like that, on May the 12th, they found in Texas they'd announced they'd confiscated £1,432 worth of marijuana, which was hidden inside more than 2,000 coconuts. It gets worse. On the 4th of May...
So, wait there.
No, this is even weirder. On the 4th of May, 2 drug dealers in Brooklyn were allegedly trying to retrieve 20 kilos of cocaine from Guyana that were discovered stashed inside a shipment of frozen fish. Tell you what, they're getting more and more creative now, aren't they?
Give me 2 sacks, mate. Because I'm still trying to get my head around how you'd smuggle marijuana through coconuts.
Well, you'd open it and then seal it.
Yeah, but you would tell if it's been opened or not.
Well, if it's in a box.
No, but what I'm saying is you'd be able to smell it because it's been opened, if you get me.
Well, if you seal marijuana in a seal-through bag, I'm sure you could hide the smell. There are ways of getting around it.
But I
don't know what it is because I've never done marijuana in my life. But I know there are ways of getting around it. I don't know, people. But if you're a drug dealer...
Don't contact us.
1, don't contact us. 2, if you're successful, do contact us. We'll tell we'll tell the world your story.
Obviously, we won't name any names.
Matty Morris.
Yeah.
And thirdly... like I always said, if you're going to hide it anywhere, hide it in a horse box. It's only ever been caught once. Do you remember that story?
Oh shit.
That would work though, to be fair. No one would ever think to look at a horse box. You're right there, Mike. Put a couple of horses in there. I knew he'd laugh at that. Any sort of like the horse is just going off its tits and everything back at it. No, there's nothing in here. Your horse seems a bit dodgy. Yeah, it's just nervous before the national was 2 months ago. You're joking.
Its girlfriend's just had this baby. You know what I mean? He's eager to see it.
What is it? What is a baby? It's a
pony.
No. There's another. Is it stole? I'm sure it's a stole what a baby horse is.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I can't be asked googling it either. Thailand news. We do go back there occasionally.
If it's Thai Lady Boys, it's obviously Matty Morris's department. So
it's not Lady Boys.
Unfortunately, that's the reason he's not in this.
This is horrific. This story.
Oh.
A man went to the toilets in.
Oh God. Oh my God! Oh God! No!
It's not disgusting if that's what you think it is. A Taiwanese bathroom, and apparently his name is you know, it's one of them Taiwanese names, and you're just like, for fuck's sake. Hang on, Afaporn.
That's his name, do you? Afaporn.
No, I want to stab at this. I don't get stuck by words. Boom Mak Chwai. Oh, that'll do. Anyway, Afa, we'll call him Afa for short. Oh no, do you know what we'll call him? Jaffa for short. Was doing his business on the toilet in his house, east of Bangkok, when a certain animal emerged through the toilet bowl. Do you want to know what it was, Mike?
I know what it is, and I don't want to know again.
Do you know what it is?
Unfortunately, yes.
What happened, people, was a python emerged through the bowl and bit his cock. The python wouldn't let go, so he screamed for his wife to get the rope, or get a rope. The Thai news noted he managed to tie the snake's head to the bathroom door and extricate himself out before he passed out from the loss of blood. Now, he's been hospitalised and is now in a stable condition, but the video, there is a video of it. I'm not gonna show it. But the python, it's fucking huge, by the way, this thing. I mean, literally, it is massive. How the hell it's managed to crawl its way up through the top, I don't know. Was taken from the home, still stuck in the pipe. And eventually workers managed to smash it free so that the python can be released back into the wild.
Fuck the python!
If I was the man, I'd go on a 6-month trekking adventure to find that python and kick 7 bells of shit out of it. You bit my cock. Fuck you.
The one good thing in my life.
That must be fucking horrid. That.
Can you imagine that?
Do you know? I've always heard. I'm always worried about this. Is one thing I always do when I go to the toilet is I always check the toilet bowl every single time, because I heard of a story in Australia a few years ago, and you know what the Aussies are like for mad animals and bloody insects and stuff like that. Yeah, a tarantula once frigging destroyed a man's cock because it was hiding underneath the side of a toilet bowl. You know the bit that's on the side?
Yeah.
So every Australian always flushes the toilet before they go.
Oh, is that why?
That's why they do it, yeah. Just in case there's something stuck underneath it. So you've been warned, people. You've been fucking warned.
People of Thailand, you've heard this message.
And people say to
Flush
me,
the toilet
people say to me, you should go abroad and live somewhere else. No, we don't have frigging pythons crawling up through the fucking toilet. I'd want to take a dump in peace.
Yeah, we don't have that. We don't have earthquakes. We don't have
We don't have anything.
So yeah.
No, we might have earthquake soon if the sail gas has anything to go back.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Ah, mate, the bacon is live and he's falling down.
What? Get a claim, get a claim.
Imagine that. Oh, it's a shithole,
Yeah. What were you doing at Birkenhead Library at 12:30 at night, Mr. Anderson? I was walking past,
and the door was open.
So I thought I'd nip in.
I thought I'd nip in and see me mate Sheila. She was working on desk at 12:30 at night. Well, apparently she was robbing the place. Oh,
you're a necessity theft.
I didn't.
No, I was going to see
anything. Meanwhile, his mate's just walking through at the back of a computer. Nothing to see here, lad. I've got this on loan.
Hey, I'm the IT technician at 1:30 in the morning, mate. I got called in early. Just Matty Morris, just like,
yeah. What are you doing here? I was just borrowing a book. And let me see the book, sir. It's just Horton Hears a Who.
It's just Harry Potter.
Police officers are just go.
Just go.
Thank you. He's a sort of yes, no library loan for me to pay off. Yes,
money.
I've got the book. Fuck.
Yeah. Could you imagine it? Afternoon knocking on your door. What? I got my book.
What is it? Horton Hears a Who.
Sorry, you woke me up.
Slam.
2 in the morning. To tell me that. Yeah. He'd phone me
and then he'd just go, what?
Can we come in?
Yeah. No. I want a cup of tea.
They put the lock on the door, don't you? And then you open it and say, what's that? Can I come in? I'll let you guess. Oh, see you later. Oh. You do make my ass like fucking retarded.
You make it out to be worse than it actually is. Like, you make it out to be really bad.
Yeah, but he makes me out to be really bad.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. We got gaming news, people. See, look at this. For the first time in months, we're actually on schedule. Like, look at the time we're on.
What is it?
44 minutes. Bang on the dot. I don't have to constantly tell you two to shut up. You two both cause a pain in the arse for each other.
Yeah,
he causes it, you cause it equally. Both as bad as each other. But look at it now. It's all sorted.
Back up to standards. Thank you.
So, we're going to firstly talk about the games that are coming up, being released rather this month of June. Let's not forget, people, E3 is not too far away either.
When's that? Like second week of June, isn't it?
14th of June.
Oh, yeah.
16 days away. So
naughty little.
we're on our way. We're getting into hype mode. So I'm looking forward to it. I love E3 every year, and I don't think this year's E3 will be as good as last year's.
You see that last year? Yeah, was it Uncharted?
So many releases,
like so many good games. But they got Battlefield 1.
They'll be showing more about Battlefield 1. I'm sure F1 will be shown there, which we'll talk about in a little while.
Division will probably be there.
Maybe it's DLC.
Wildlands.
Yeah, Wildlands was a game that was announced just the other day.
Did you see that?
Which I already knew.
Did you see the new trailer though?
Yeah.
It literally looks badass.
I that was the game that I told you about at the end of the E3 conference, didn't I?
Yeah.
Because you didn't know about it until I said.
Because you thought, have you seen this? Sent it.
For Wildlands.
Right, and Matty's like, I don't know, you know. And then the other day, Matty said, oh, look at Wildlands.
I always know a good game when I see it. I've recommended you games and they've always worked. What are you giggling at?
Sorry, let's try this statement again. You have recommended a few games. Few of those games, a certain number, but absolutely fucking dreadful.
What were those games?
The Crew.
Well, I was really excited for that.
Yeah, same here. To be
So that was one of them.
Okay, Need for Speed. That was my fault. WRC 5.
I still enjoy that game, but it's a deep. I look at WRC 5 in this way. First time that the company that were taking it had done it, you know, for the first attempt, that's not a bad game.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. To be fair,
I can't forget. Well, Uncharted, as we know, I've suggested to you, and you loved it.
Yeah. To be fair, Matty's got the full list of the games for recommendations you've done. So.
But let's talk about the games that are coming out this month. There are some big releases this month. Before we go into a slightly barren period, I think, for next month. Games that have been confirmed. Let's have a look then, shall we? There are lots of little indie games that are coming out. There came an Echo, which comes out on, what's the date today? 28, 3 days?
Yeah.
Tuesday comes out. Dangerous Golf is probably the one that I've recognised most. Most is sort of like a power-up type of golf game. I do like my golf games, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Paranautical Activity, not sure what that is, to be honest.
Paramoral Activity.
Paranautical Activity. So I'm guessing it's underwater in a submarine.
Okay.
It should be quite a good setting, to be fair, for something like that.
There's the new Sherlock Holmes Devil's Daughter.
Devil's Daughter comes out. When's that come out?
Next week.
June the 10th, yeah, it does, you're right, yeah.
No, about a week, yeah.
No, it says here, I've just seen it then, The Devil's Daughter, yeah, June the 10th. They did a piece on that on OPM, looks really good game, to be fair. But also, the day before, just before that, which I think is the actual. Let me just double check the release date of this game. The first big game that comes out this month, which comes out on the 9th, is Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I'm just looking for the release date in the UK because I know it initially comes out on the 7th. So
I've never really understood that game, Mirror's Edge.
Well, did you play it?
Ish.
Because, I mean, I played the original and I loved the Mirror's Edge game. I know it'll be better now because it looks so much better. Yeah, June the 9th. June the 9th is when it comes out. It's nice to see a gaming company, which obviously you know who's making Mirror's Edge, don't you?
EA, isn't it?
Well, pretty much, isn't it?
DICE.
Yeah, I mean, I know DICE have also, and DICE usually make good games. So it's a rarity when they don't, so...
Hence why...
I've been looking. This is the 9th of June. This comes out, people.
So,
do you know what the best thing is? You know the special editions, and there seems to be like 6 or 10 friggin' that come with every game. Uncharted had 3. Friggin', I think it might have had 4. Assassin's Creed Unity had, not Unity. Syndicate had 6. Do you know how many Mirror's Edge has got?
2.
Yeah, 2. Kept it nice and simple. There's a 6. Well, aside from the standard edition, obviously, you've got the little bit, better kit. Oh, no, sorry. There's just the standard game, and then there's the full-blown collector's edition, that's it. One special edition they've got. And that's about 100 £19, something like that.
Do you want to know?
You get full steelbook. You get. Do you know what you get? Which I love. Temporary tattoos. Do you remember them?
Fuck.
Stick on. Do you remember them?
Yeah. Man.
Yeah. They got them. You get you get this one of the best figurines I've ever seen. It's a young and old version of Faith, who's the main protagonist for Mirror's Edge. It's really nicely designed as well. I've got to be honest. It's one of the best I've seen. There's a couple of other things. There's like an art book and everything that you traditionally get, but it looks really, really good. Really nice.
The last game I ever, from what I know, that didn't have so many fucking versions, but just 2. It's gonna sound a bit weird. It's probably going to be Need for Speed Carbon. Because you had the standard.
And the black edition.
No.
You had the standard, you had the collector's box, and you had the black edition as well. Because Need for Speed Most Wanted had a black edition too.
Black edition came out later on.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
No, I'm talking from release.
Yeah, it had the black edition Carbon.
Not from release.
It did.
Is it? Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was a limited copy. It wasn't made available over here. It was in America.
Oh, I'm talking about here.
Yeah. I don't know. No.
I had the collectors.
I'm trying to think of another game that hasn't had. Well, F1 obviously, but you can't do much with that unless you do classic content. WRC is another one that had DLC, but that was it. F1 is probably the only game that I can think of. I'm just let me have a gander at the list here that I've got.
Okay.
Drive Club had tons of DLC. Just Cause 3's got tons of DLC. No, that's it actually, yeah.
GTA only had one standard thing, didn't it?
Yeah, GTA was another one, yeah. But the most recent was F1 2015.
Where
it didn't have a special edition or anything. GTA did, because it didn't have a special edition as such, but if you could get more credits and stuff, couldn't you? What did I tell you?
That's so cool.
I know. That's why I bought it. Okay.
But I noticed when I bought my copy originally,
got that there.
I wasn't actually meant to get the $1 million. And the staff in Asda hadn't taken it out of the boxes yet, when he was supposed to.
Where?
Obviously, I went home, and the guy behind me, his copy, I seen him get the $1 million thing get took out of his copy. And my dude was like, "Oh yeah." Someone was like, "Excuse me." He's like, "No, walk."
No, it's off.
Goodbye.
No, you don't see me. I've already paid for it. Piss off, I'm out the store.
Because it was only supposed to be a pre-order thing.
Do you know the best thing is if someone shouts at me and say, "Hey, you need to get that," I'd run out the store. It's like, I'm out the store now, I haven't stolen anything.
I've technically paid for it, motherfuckers.
There's other stuff as well. As you've already mentioned, Sherlock Holmes' Devil Daughter comes out. MXGP2, the motocross biking game, comes out on the... Let me just double check the date. 7th of June. Yeah. That's in North America. I know it comes out this month, but it might be a bit later. Valentino Rossi's game comes out on the 16th. Looks pretty decent, to be fair. I won't buy it, but looks pretty decent. The spin-off from Resident Evil, Umbrella Corps, they've got a game coming out on the 21st of June.
Because they did one, didn't they? It's like you were like a hit squad.
Yeah.
For them. I thought everyone died at the end of that.
I don't know. I haven't played Resident Evil for years.
Holy shit's real.
Lego Star Wars naturally comes out.
Jeez!
But as I said, Mirror's Edge, the first biggest release. The second biggest release, which is probably one of the most looked forward to games of the year, which I'm extremely looking forward to. No Man's Sky.
That's not had an effect or something.
22nd of June.
Like a knockback, was it, or?
No. No, I'm 100% confident. Slightly. I'll double check the release date. But you've got me fucked up now for that.
No, because it was said yesterday there was an issue with it or something. Oh.
Let me just double check. You know what? I think you were right, you know. Mikey might have just clicked onto something. Oh no!
What?
Oh, it's gone back to the friggin' 12th.
Of what?
August. So, the biggest announcement this month is going to be Mirror's Edge. Yay!
Well, we did. I think there's we'll say that. We still need
This
to...
is on PS4, I only do PS4 releases.
Yeah, well, we need to pretty much do thingy, mate. We need to have a look at this new conflict mission on Division, don't we? Never mind, finished Division.
I've finished the Division now.
We need to get Matty to do it, to be fair.
For those that are wondering, there is a Tour de France game coming out this month. No one knows when the release date is, so probably not.
Probably the first day.
The problem with the Tour de France games is it's really hard to try and do one. Like, it's actually really hard to try and make a Tour de France game because you've got to remember, competitors go over like 200 odd kilometres on bikes. How the hell are you supposed to replicate that? I mean, you could scale it down, but then you don't get the actual thing, do you?
Yeah, but it's the same with like the rallies and that, isn't it?
Rallying's, I think nowadays with the advantage of laser scanning technology that we've got, they can do it. Sebastian Loeb proved that, but it is still very difficult. There are some more pieces of news we've got to talk about, people. Now, as we first talked about the other day, me and you and Matty briefly spoke about yesterday, Formula 1 2016 from Codemasters. We've been waiting since March for some news on this. Finally, yesterday they revealed officially some screenshots from the new game. Probably wondering, what are the screenshots showing? Not particularly much, but they do confirm the return of the safety car is back, which I took the mick out of yesterday. That's all F1 fans have got to look forward to, is the return of the safety car. But they've also got the virtual safety car in, which is good to see. There are other different types of things.
Career mode is back.
Career mode is back on a huge level. It's now a 10-season long career mode. You can pick any team to start off with from career mode. So if you want to drive for Mercedes, you can drive for Mercedes. If you want to drive for Manor, hello, you can drive for Manor. Now,
drive for Honda.
Then you can be at the back of the field. But one of the big things about career mode that they've done is this new whole research and development program. Now, you're probably sitting there thinking, well, research and development program in the old F1 games was slightly bollocks. I can agree with you on that one, I'm not going to lie. It was badly done. This time, though, it has been properly done. Now, because it's a 10-season mode length, it means that you now take part in practice sessions where you have to do a certain amount of objectives. So naturally, one of the objectives would be go out and do 10 laps on these set of tyres. Or so say you do like a 25% career mode race. You know what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
In the old F1 games, if you did practice and did R&D, the tyre wear would be assumed for 100% races, so you never got an actual good idea of what the tyre's like. Now it's actually properly scaled. So if you pick 25% race, it'll be on 25% race worth tyres. So if they tell you to go out and do 10 practice laps, it gives you some real-time data, gives you some where you can improve the tyre wear, where it can improve, and then that data will go back to the race engineers, and the race engineers will start bringing upgrades to the car. So if let's say you're driving for Manor, I will be driving for Manor, I'm not going to lie. If I'm driving for Manor, I go out and do so they'll ask you to do a couple of objectives during the practice session. So one of them could be do 10 laps, another one will be hit every single apex on the track. There's all loads of little different types of tests that you can do. Say I complete all of those, we come in, we get a big upgrade, maybe a 5% increase in performance, something like that.
Yeah.
If you drive for Mercedes, however, because they're higher up in the field and they've got one of the quickest cars, if not the quickest car on the grid, say you do all the things, they're only going to get a 1% increase. Now you're probably wondering why that is.
I reckon it's fair though.
Quite simple, because Mercedes can't go as far as they can with these regulations as Manor can. Manor are obviously that far behind, so they can bring big upgrades. So you could drive for a small team and over the years build that team up so they're then, in a couple of seasons' time, fighting for race wins, fighting for poles, championships. You could effectively, this is how good the detail they've gone into this season for career mode. They've actually now made it so that over 10 seasons all the cars could potentially move about in terms of performance. So Manor could end up being like one of the top 3 teams, and Ferrari could slide back a little bit, or Mercedes could slide back a little bit.
Mercedes could be
or McLaren could move forward. You know, it all changes.
Sauber
Sauber could go forward, yeah, exactly. if you drive for a smaller team, the R&D performances will probably be more worthwhile. Not that I'm saying it won't be worthwhile if you're driving a Merc or something.
Yeah.
But there would be more opportunities to gain. There would be more proper driver mode. You know, you could be like, yes, I'm going to get my team right up the way at the grid. You can change teams as well. You know, that's allowed. You know, you got to hit certain targets and stuff. But how they're doing this research and development thing is you get points for every objective that you get right, and those points can then be spent on certain upgrade areas for your car.
Oh yeah.
I've also not mentioned wet weather has been massively improved. It now feels like a proper wet weather system according to the beta testers who did it in March. I've got something about the beta test in a moment. They were saying that it actually feels like a proper test. The only way to me that the wet weather system will be spot on is if you go in full wet weather conditions and you can't take Eau Rouge at Spa flat out. If you can't take it flat out, that's when I'll know that the weather system's spot on. So hopefully, if it is like that, wet races are going to be more fun. There's going to be more retirements for Matty.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be power sliding around every corner and I'm going to be really enjoying it because I love my wet weather races.
I'll probably crash out by like lap 7.
I'm sure we'll see more information about it. We haven't seen any gameplay footage yet. As I've said, we've seen the screenshots. They've got
It does look beautiful.
It does look really nice. The Baku track that's in Azerbaijan is going to be featured. It's featured in a couple of screenshots. Looks nice. Your career mode. If anyone played F1 2010, the career mode, you know, you sit in a hospitality unit. That's what it's going to be like. If you drive for Mercedes or something, you can be sat in a hospitality unit. You'll see Toto Wolff and Paddy Lowe walking past and stuff like that. Maybe even louder, I don't know. But I know for a fact Toto Wolff and Paddy Lowe have been had facial recognition done on them, so you'll be able to see them. One of the screenshots, you could see Haas's, one of the directors, Gunther Steiner. He's perfectly rendered in the 3D world of F1. A couple of other things. You can choose your own number. So you can pick. So for me, Mikey, Matty, we're all in a good situation because no one's got our numbers. My favourite number's 53, Mikey's is 13, Matty's is 29. No one's got those
69.
Numbers. If you're weird.
Yep.
Sadly though, if your favourite number is number 8, sadly Grosjean's got that number, so tough luck. You'll have to pick another number.
Hasn't a number been retired though?
Bianchi's number might be retired, I think.
What number was it?
Was it 14? No, it wasn't 14. I don't know what his number is, or was rather.
We'll have a look later.
I can't. It might be. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Codemasters will do that. They obviously, when they beta tested it back in March, it has been 2 months since then, and I know what Codemasters are like. They're quite good with their improvement programs because look how F1 2015 turned out in the end. They actually really well improved it, apart from the AI online, which are still as suicidal as the day they were when it came out.
Maldonado.
Bolton in my case.
Oh, and Vettel and mine as well.
Yeah. So there are,
And
but they brought in the corner cutting penalties. They got that. They nailed that spot on, and that's what I said. I said the same thing about WRC5 and F1 2015. They are first year projects, new games. We're just gonna have to get through them, and then we'll wait for the next ones to come out, and surely they'll be a lot better. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm super excited for F1 2016. I really am. With the detail and the modes and the stuff that they've done, it's gonna be good. I'm sure at E3, which is in 2 and a bit weeks' time, they'll announce more stuff. Don't forget, in 2 and a bit weeks' time, just after E3, we'll be doing our special E3 podcast that we do every year. So I'll be beaving away like an absolute nutter during E3, getting articles and stuff about the big games. It'll probably end up going for about 2 hours, I think. So
It did last time, didn't it?
it went for 3 hours last time, but it was corrupted halfway through,
Oh shit.
as we remember. So this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on the main stories, and then the week after that, I'm going to go back to E3 for the gaming news and look at the little stories that people might not have noticed, rather than combining it all into one. So I think I think that'll be better this time. We'll concentrate on the big games, the ones that we like to see and talk about. I did also mention I was going to talk about the beta. There is a closed beta sign up for F1.
Oh, is there?
Yes. If you go onto Codemasters blog,
Yeah.
You can, ladies and gentlemen, sign up. You just go into you give them their full name. They've got 300 places going for the closed beta. You give your full name, email address, your username for Codemasters. So if you're signed in with their RaceNet stuff, if not, you can sign up.
Yeah.
Say what your platform is, so PS4 in our case. Say why you want to take part, and then send, and hopefully you might get in. They are also saying that F1 2016 the release date is allegedly coming out this summer, so that could be August.
Have you noticed that everything's coming out all of a sudden, like a lot of car things?
This is the time when it happens. It always does. It's just the right
Renault
time.
have just brought a new Clio concept, haven't they? With a Megane RS engine and gearbox in it, but a leaked memo, an image of it was found the other day. So obviously they had to confirm it.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Now there is another bit of news relating to a game that I've briefly spoken about. Now, as we know, WRC5 in our case when we did our reviews for it. I'm just trying to get the review scores up that we did for it. Let me have a look. I've got it here now. Let me just double check. WRC5. There we go. Matty, for some reason, didn't give a rating for it. I gave it a 7. You gave it an 8.6, which averages out at 7.8. So not a bad score, to be fair. I mean, not too bad for Killerton Games' first attempt. You know, there were areas it could have been improved. We hinted upon that. Lifeless stages.
No spectators.
That's what I meant. Lifeless stages, practically. Yeah. There was other problems with the game. The fact that at release date, you know, you couldn't change the controls for the car, which still pisses me off to this day slightly. So I couldn't use my analog sticks. I had to use the R2 and L2, which I hate. But WR6 just the other day has been announced.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's not forget, people, WRC5 was actually quite a big success because it had its esports platform and it's been doing really well. So the sales have been improving over this, and Killerton have gone, well, we've listened to the feedback from what people said about WRC5, because there were a lot of people. There was negative because of certain different things, but there were a lot of good things about the game. There were some really nice things that they did in it. It looked quite nice. It wasn't the most spectacular looking game,
but to be fair, it worked.
But it worked. You know, that was one of the good things about it. Now, this year's game, it's going to have all of the car classes, so WRC, WRC2, Junior WRC. It's also going to have all 14 rallies, which will include the Rally of China for the first time, which is a new event in the WRC this season. And they've said themselves it's going to feature massive improvements. They've said it's going to include longer and narrower stages, following the fan feedback. And they're also going to go more into their esports platform, so that's going to be quite cool to see.
Yeah.
And they've said, and this is a press statement from Alan Jarneau, who's the game director at Killerton. He said, "We spent the last 8 months since the release of WRC5 collecting and studying all the feedback from the community to improve the experience and take it to a whole new level." He said the roads that were too wide in WRC5, they will be narrowed and they'll be made even more bumpy in WRC6. The stages were also too short. We created new stages, longer ones, and reworked everything to make them longer and more challenging. And he said that we know for a fact that they'll definitely appreciate the stages. Now, let's be honest, they did bring out some DLC for WRC5 quite quietly, and it did involve a new stage for every rally, which I think was a quite cool thing, because I don't ever remember a rally game, at least, or introducing new tracks, not since WRC3 was it done. And they've also said going to be new graphics, new audio, which is crucial, and they're going to bring some new development tools which will raise the experience on consoles to a new level of realism and excitement. they've also done a bunch of other different things, but they said it will be at E3, so we will see more information about WRC6.
Yeah.
But like I said, and this the article that I'm reading it from Team VVV, they've actually put the world's best statements about WRC5 I've ever read. It can be safely filed under fun but flawed. That's a perfect way of describing WRC5. Very fun game to play, but flawed.
Couldn't agree more with you, to be honest with you.
And I've been looking at the screenshots, to be fair. They look pretty nice. I'm not going to lie. They look really good. You know, they got the Hyundai, the M Sport Ford, obviously. You know, a couple of... And there's, you know, Skoda and everything. You know, all the manufacturers are going to be represented. Really nice. They've done quite a good job. So it's going to be... I think it's a game to look out for. We'll see more at E3. We'll see what the gameplay's like.
I'm going in there.
No doubt Team VVV, and we'll have a look what it's like. Yeah, I think this time it might be a game that could work. I think that, you know, like F1 2015, fun but flawed. There is one last piece of gaming news to talk about. If I just get my notes back up. Here we go. Now, one game that we haven't actually mentioned or talked about, which we've all found really bloody fun, is Tabletop Racing. Now, we're not doing a review for it because it's too late. But the team behind it, Playerized Digital, are gathering ideas for future content which they can put into the game. And one DLC that they're thinking about doing, and they've opened it up to a community vote on a Twitter poll, so you can go onto their Twitter account and vote, is they want to do a TTR World Tour Silverstone DLC pack.
Oh.
And they want to feature the 4 official Silverstone courses, and of course they want to have open wheel cars to race around the iconic British circuit. But they said we want to add open wheel races to it. And obviously it's not a simulator game, so they said they'll have slipstreaming, but they'd leave weapons and stuff on the course. But because it's a tabletop racing game, they said, oh yeah, it'll still be on a table. So you can still fall off the edge.
That's quite cool, actually, isn't it?
And they said they want to make a scale model of Silverstone. And they want to be able to... Let's see what they said. Yeah, they want to do... They said... So that's basically what they said. They said... They said if there's enough demand, Playerized have said that the DLC for Silverstone would cost around £5. You'd get little open wheel races for it, new tracks, obviously, new cups, trophies, stuff like that. But he was talking and said the guy who's behind it, Playerized Digital's CEO, Nick Burkham, who, let's be honest, Nick Burkham knows what he's talking about when it comes to racing games. He co-created Wipeout. He was part of Sony's F1 games back in the PS2 era, and he was the one who did F1 Championship Edition for the PS3, which is probably one of the most underrated F1 games of all time. But he did say he'd love to see it done. I reckon if they did something like that, that would be a £5 well spent for me. I'd pay for that. Tabletop, people, is it is the best game on the 3 games that PlayStation 4 has done since Rocket League. It is so good and fun to play. I mean, obviously, with Mikey being the sore loser that he is, I got fucked over again. Oh, bullshit,
I love it though.
But it's such a good little game to play, and you could probably spend a good few hours on it and not realise because it's that good fun.
That's what we did the other day, right? We'll have a quick go on this, then we'll jump on FIFA.
We're on it for about an hour and a half.
And like literally, Matty was like, "Oh, I can't be arsed now." I come on this then. And then Matty joined us. They were on it for like 3 hours.
I really do enjoy tabletop racing. It is a brilliant little game, and I would recommend it. It's free for a kick-off at the minute.
How do you use on FIFA?
Do I look like I've got any news on me?
Saying that you didn't say the news on last time, so.
Have I got any news on FIFA? Should we have a look, shall we? Shall we have a look at some FIFA 17 alleged news?
Go on.
Will it have Pele talking a load of bollocks and everything again?
No, it'll have Alan Shearer.
No, there's nothing.
No.
It'll be E3 again. They'll have some bollocks again, won't they? And then you know what'll happen. The YouTubers will take the piss out of the trailer again, like they did last year. And KSI will probably say something and nail it on the head again, like he did last year. Because he was the first. KSI has got better over the last few months because he went crap for ages.
Seen his hair now.
And he's fucking stupid, isn't it? Like, but he was the last FIFA. And we spoke about this FIFA 16. He was the first person, probably who's, let's say, YouTube famous or popular at least, came out because Pele's such an icon. No one wants to say anything bad about him, but he was the first one to come out and went, literally, Pele, mate, you're a legend, but I haven't got a fucking clue what you're saying. And I couldn't agree more with him, because that trailer made no sense to me. Because he was talking about nothing. And obviously FIFA's now predictably just getting more and more predictable every year. So, yay. It's going to be really fun, innit?
Yeah, 50 quid well spent and get a quid back a year later.
Yeah. How much did we get for it?
60 quid.
How much did I get for mine? Because I traded FIFA 15 in for 16. How much did I get for mine?
Quid.
I think it's like £4 I got for it, or £5.
I got a quid.
That's the problem with FIFA, it depreciates so quickly.
What I might do though is before it comes out, just go and take it, get the money I can for it.
Yeah.
Start building the card back up again.
Anyway, that is it.
Is that it?
Yeah, for this week's podcast.
And what are we on?
An hour and 16. We've got a little bit over, but it doesn't matter. So, if you want to follow Lord and Commander over here, Mikey Keating on Twitter,
It's
you
Mikey
can follow
Keating
him.
XD. If you want to follow him, His Majesty the King over there.
It's JetCM53.
If you wanna
Matty's
follow
not
the
here,
Jester,
so you can go to a street in Greasby. You'll probably find him.
Tesco business.
No, we don't say that anymore because he's on dole.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
So if you go to Greasby in the dole office, you'll probably find him there. Or
play with a Batman suit. Look for someone in the Batman suit.
what's that picture? That's like, that would be it. No, but yeah, that's it. You want to follow us on Facebook or like us on Facebook, you can. You can subscribe. You don't have to. No one ever does. We've got 6 people. I still don't get that. We had a nice return to form last week. We had about 70 odd people come back, so they haven't forgotten us.
Somehow.
I mean, we are pretty forgettable, so I don't really know how that worked. But clearly, there are 70 people out there who are nutty enough to watch us. So
Yeah.
well done.
Thanks for your time. Yeah.
I would give you a badge, but I haven't got any.
Did you know how much badges cost these days?
Okay. No, but that's it. It's bye from Mikey.
Goodbye.
It's bye from me, and we've been the S Team.